This is Brandon with Sonic XS, and I'm here with the original guitar hero, Yngwie Malmsteen. How's it going, Yngwie?
Hey, cool, man.
Sweet. Now, your upcoming release, Perpetual Flame, is slated to be released on October 14th in the U.S. With all your previous releases, you've always maintained high integrity and held to your standards, so fans and critics alike know what to expect to a certain degree. Now, what new elements did you explore in the Perpetual Flame that we might not expect from you?
Well, I mean, it's up to you guys to listen to it and see what you think, of course. But I can tell you this much, that the album was recorded in a completely different way than any other album I've done. In that normally what happens is that you do a tour. When you come back from a tour, you go into a room and start writing songs. In my case, I write songs. So I sit and write songs, I do demos, I show it to the band. We go into the studio, we put down the drums, bass, guitars, and whatever, and then we mix it, we go on tour. Then we do the thing over again, and then over, it's like a cycle, So you have an album, a tour, album, a tour. This time I didn't do it like that. I was touring all over, and I would come home and I would just write some songs and have them put away, basically. This was going on for some time, and about a year ago, maybe a little more, I can't remember exactly. I decided to just put down some live drums with Patrick, because I had so many songs. Not for any sort of, that has to be done now, this, or whatever. I did it anyway. And so, I started recording the songs, and as the songs progressed, I realized more and more how heavy it was getting, and how more, very, very aggressive sounding it was. Anyway, when we were done with the drums, we went on tour. And I came back, I did some keyboards, guitars, and I went back on tour again, and so forth and so on. So it was a lot of traveling, a lot of, recording, traveling. Hold on 1 second. Well, basically what happened was that the songs started taking shape and it became very heavy. And so the way I write songs is that I don't decide, okay, I'm going to go in this direction or that direction, whatever. I don't decide these things. I just do what I do. And it happens by itself, and I can't follow that. I follow, the music comes out, and I go with it. It's a kind of strange thing. So when it takes shape and it goes in a certain way, then I'll go with it if I like it. If it's good, what comes out. And so then I start writing the lyrics, and as the lyrics become very heavy, a death dealer or damnation game or whatever, I get a good idea of what I want, melodically and everything like this. So what happened was that as the songs progressed and got more and more, together, also by me being away and having a different perspective, every time I came back from being on the road, whatever, I listened to it a little differently. And it became a little differently, and a little different arrangement-wise and so forth. And that's when I realized I had to have another singer on it. I couldn't cast Peter Herman in a Robert De Niro role, So what I meant by that is that, the songs needed to be interpreted, I would have to say, in a way, what I heard in my head, exactly the way, with the power and the range and so forth. And Ripper came to mind, of course, because how great he is. And we decided to try it out. He came down, we did a couple songs, and that was it. I mean, it was, on paper, it's a perfect combination, but, the chemistry turned out to be also great. So
you guys have an amazing...
That, of course, is a different thing. But then, it's so funny because I hear, every time I do an interview, everybody says something differently. Everybody has a different impression. Everybody has a different impression, and it's never what I think it is. So I just do what I do, and then people take it away they do, and that's all I can do,
Your collaboration with Tim Ripper Owens, I just want to say, is a perfect fit for this release.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think a lot of other people are going to think so also once everybody gets a chance to hear it once it's released. Now, what were some of the most technically and challenging, demanding aspects you faced while recording the Perpetual Flame?
As far as guitar playing goes, there's one track called Capricci di Diablo, which means the devil's caprice, and it's a fit name because it's the most demanding thing I've ever played in my whole life. It's pretty ridiculous. And other than that, it was really smooth. Things went it was very inspired all the time. And the reason I think one of the main reasons is that it never became boring because sometimes when you're in the studio for weeks on end, it's hard to keep the energy up, And with the way this album was done, that was not a problem because I'd be on the road and then come back, and it was like the live,
Oh, absolutely. So when you write and record, everything just flows from you. Do you get your inspirational within, or do you usually look to an outside influence to tap into that creativity?
The music is definitely, when I say from within, it is, I guess that's one way of looking at it, but then you can be more spiritual about it and say it's from somewhere else and through me, you know. I really can't tell you that because I don't know. I feel very blessed in the sense that I pick the guitar up and things come out that I don't know where they come from, you know. And I'm just really, I'm just following. I'm kind of going on for the ride, you know. And you know, if it's good, I'll carry on with it. Otherwise, I just kind of stop and I'll let it happen by itself. Now, when it comes to the lyrics and stuff like that, that's a different story altogether. That's very thought out. You know, I'm very methodical in the sense where I write the lyrics, which I spend the most time on out of everything I do. And it's very same as the production and the arrangements and stuff like that. I spend a lot of time on that. As far as the actual initial composition or the soloing, they're kind of connected in the sense that they're very spontaneous. And then there's other aspects of it that are not, you know.
Right. So it's just kind of get caught up in the moment type thing.
Yeah.
You feel what you do.
You gotta seize it. You gotta take it.
Can't force it either.
Yeah.
It definitely shows in this record, too. Now, you're going to be touring in support of the Perpetual Flame in the U.S. in October. Are you excited to be back on the road? What do you think the live reaction to these new songs are going to be? And are you going to play any solos from the Perpetual Flame live? Like you mentioned, Capriccio.
Yeah. Well, we're still in rehearsal. We're still kind of working it out. We're doing a show on Sunday in Puerto Rico, and then we'll come back and we start in Texas on the 4th. But we did some shows already, but then we played all the material. We did the whole summer in Europe, which was great. You know, so we know the band is working great. You know, but yesterday we went through the rehearsal, and today, of course, I'm going to go more in depth with it. So I don't really know exactly which songs I'm really going to make it live, but so far it sounds pretty damn good, I have to say.
Nice. Now, when you were touring in the European festival circuit, did you have a chance to play any of those songs live?
No, I intentionally did not. Because
okay.
I didn't want to, you know, I want to leave it up till, you know, the time where everybody's going to be able to hear it, you know, knowing it, you know. I don't like to play stuff that's not on record because it's in a live setting that never really comes across.